We all know that Toyota has been changing their lineup, and now there's one more addition, an off-roader SUV just like the Land Cruiser, but smaller. This is amazing news for us. This means we get everything the Land Cruiser has to offer without breaking our bank. This is the perfect thing to happen in a market flooded with overpriced cars. But will it be good? And how will it stack up against the competition if it has a cheaper price tag? Watch till the end because we'll answer that and more. So what will it really be like? This SUV has been the hottest topic since we first heard about it. But now there are so many new things coming out. First of all, everyone got the name wrong. This is not the Land Hopper. This is a new type of scooter. But fortunately, all the off-road capability teasers are actually true. This is a smaller, nimbler, and more affordable version of the legendary Land Cruiser, with all the capability and style of the Land Cruiser packed into a compact package that's easy on the wallet. Imagine driving around with the same confidence that's made the Land Cruiser a legend. But even better, depending on your preference, because this is very small, especially compared to the 250 series Land Cruiser. But now you can get through the corners much more easily, with better responsive handling and the agility of a smaller SUV. But you have to ask why they're doing this. Toyota has been on a roll this year, churning out some seriously impressive vehicles. First, they stunned us with their debut full-electric SUV, the BZ4X, and then they revamped the legendary Land Cruiser, and now this. And this new SUV is more than just a miniaturized version of its big brother. It's a whole new beast, with its own unique features and appeal. We'll talk about the design and all its unique features, but first we have to talk about what makes this different. The main thing you have to understand is that this SUV is targeted at a different type of customer than the bigger 250 series. And this is the main factor that dictates everything about this car. It is cheaper for that reason. In fact, it is the cheapest SUV Toyota will offer as an off-roader. But by now, you must have realized that Toyota has been cutting down prices on almost all of their new models. And this mini SUV is the start of a new era for Toyota. Just look at all their new releases. Even the Land Hopper scooter is all about affordability. And this is very good for us. Be honest, would you buy the bigger Land Cruiser if this was an option? We're not saying that this will be the end of it. No, the 250 series has its own useful features and practicality. But if you want that Toyota reliability and the legendary driving experience of the Land Cruiser without spending $50,000, then this is the perfect option. And that is why everyone is talking about it. It's making headlines everywhere, and the crazy thing is that Toyota hasn't even announced the name yet. And its name could be different for different countries. That would make sense because even the 250 series Land Cruiser is known as the Prado in other markets like Europe and Australia, and there's already an established name that fits the new one perfectly, like the FJ Cruiser. But Toyota hasn't said anything official about the name, so we just have to wait and see. But one thing we know for sure is what to expect from this new model, the price and all the engine options. We'll circle back to that in just a few minutes, but before that, let's go to the elephant in the room. Design. It's a true descendant of the legendary Land Cruiser. Sure, it's a small powerhouse, but it inherits the same rugged practicality that has made its predecessor a household name. Its size, similar to the popular Corolla Cross, places it squarely in the competitive realm of small adventure vehicles. But to truly stand out from the crowd, this SUV needs to bring something truly special to the table, and that is what it already did. To outshine its rivals, particularly the Ford Bronco Sport, it must embody the spirit of adventure. It needs to offer unparalleled off-road capabilities while maintaining the refined comfort and versatility that drivers demand. This combination of ruggedness and refinement is what makes it a game-changer in the compact SUV segment. It is the perfect vehicle for urban explorers and seasoned adventurers alike. Because what else do you need from a small SUV like this? Plus, it will be built on the same platform architecture as the larger 250 series Land Cruiser. And we don't have to explain how much change this simple difference makes. This is what Toyota used in almost all of their models because it is excellent. It is sturdier and much stiffer. Put that on a small SUV and you get a masterpiece. It breaks from the mold by offering exclusive off-road features that have made the Land Cruiser a legendary name. Ready to challenge the top contenders in the compact off-roader market, including the Suzuki Jimmy. The new Mini Land Cruiser caters to both urban and rural drivers, seeking a versatile and reliable vehicle. We can't deny that off-road capability is an amazing feature to have, and it's becoming a trend now. but this could also bring up the price. You can't eat the cake and keep it too. But there is one exception to this: the new, bigger Land Cruiser. It is capable, but it's still cheaper than the previous generation. Sure, it's more than $50,000, but that is a significant reduction. And to be honest, most of this is because of the older generations. We're focused on being luxurious. But more than that, this model has a unique strategy and concept that Toyota has used to achieve this. They're using it here too, but we should talk about that in depth, and we will in just a few minutes. First, let's talk about something that made so many fans really angry: engine option. The good thing about this new platform, which we just talked about, is that it can be equipped with almost all of Toyota's engine lineup, and they have loads to choose from. The first likely option is the same engine options as the Corolla Cross, which has gasoline and hybrid versions. These engines should provide plenty of power and efficiency for the new SUV. But it could also have the option to upgrade to the RAV4 powertrain, which is more powerful and suitable for off-road driving. Either way, you're getting a proven and reliable powertrain that's been rigorously tested and refined. So you can ditch the worries about reliability or untested tech. This SUV is built to last with its tried-and-true powertrains. Plus, this is Toyota we're talking about. But the thing that is making a lot of people mad is the talk about the electric version, because we all know how overpriced those things can get. They say it's modern, add useless extra features, and expect us to pay for them. But in our opinion, if Toyota keeps the gasoline and hybrid options available, then an electric version is a good thing. It means more options for us and another car entering the competition, which could help the price issue of the EV market. And again, this is Toyota, so reliability comes without asking. We don't think that they will release an EV version without making it as reliable as their combustion engine cars. Why would they jeopardize their reputation just to make an EV when they don't even believe in an electric future? But what will be its options? Will they really invest in a different electric powertrain for the cheapest Land Cruiser? Or would it use an existing electric model, such as the BZ4X, as a base? But that's not all. If these electric versions prove to be successful, then we have to expect the bigger 250 series to have an EV version too. And this takes things to a whole new level, because if they have plans to make the 250 an EV, this is exactly what they'll do. We don't expect Toyota to come out and just announce an electric Land Cruiser without testing the waters first. But that's enough talk about powertrains. Release date and price. This compact SUV is expected to come sometime in the next year or in 2025. And get ready for a surprise, because according to the Japanese magazine Best Car, the starting price is going to be between 3 million and 3.8 million yen, which is roughly $20,000 to $25,000. Some of you might think that that's just being too optimistic, and there is some truth to that, because even if the starting price is affordable, we all know how much dealerships will add. We just have to look at what is happening to the Maverick. In fact, they have the same starting price. But remember, Toyota has already slashed the price of the 250 series by almost $20,000. And since they're aiming for a broader market than just luxury or premium, here is where the concept we talked about earlier comes in to play a huge role. By focusing on what matters and making smart compromises, Toyota might just pull off this price miracle. But what do you think? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and see you on the next video.